folks on the East Coast like I am, coming to you from New York, New York. This is Michael Dolce, host of the Secrets of the Sire podcast. A really cool thing that we're doing now is we are actually going to be doing some Sire Spotlight podcasts, which isolates some of our really great celebrity interviews we've had. We've had so many talented musicians, so many talented actors, actresses, everything in the 2+ years of running the show. Plus, as a job that I do with AM New York, I got a lot of great audio with some musicians like Brandon Boyd from Incubus, Ed Kowalczyk from Live, that I've kind of run in the past, but haven't had a chance to really put on the podcast. So we're calling it Sire Spotlight. We're brought to you this week by Jolly Jane. You can check them out in the lower left-hand corner. This kickoff episode is going to be Christy Carlson Romano from Kim Possible. Got to interview her at Wizard World Chicago. Big shout out to the Wizard World people for setting this up for us. It ran last week's podcast, but we figured we would isolate this one and give it to you. So without further ado, feast your eyes on Christy Carlson Romano from Kim Possible.
This is Michael Dolce from Secrets of the Sire here at Wizard World Chicago with the lovely and talented Christy Carlson Romano of Kim Possible fame. Christy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are ya?
Very, very good. So my first question is always, I'm fascinated when there's child stars that are able to, grow up, be normal, and have this working life. How did you deal as a teenager with all these responsibilities? You were on 2 different shows, Even Stevens, and then Kim Possible as well too. I mean, how did you deal with all that?
It's interesting. I'm not sure that I would say that I am that normal, or that I've completely come out of it unscathed. I've definitely had some growth. I think I was lucky because I didn't have the social media when I was, at the height of my childhood fame, and I was able to kind of be, I went to college, I had normal college experiences, I've had lots of different, relationships fail, and I've lived my life, I've traveled, and I never had to deal with the paparazzi. I've never had to deal with people caring about what I'm doing and tracking my whereabouts. So I definitely think that has a lot to do with it, and I think I also wasn't the type of person to lean into that type of stuff. I think that some people want that because they know that it's a marker for their career. For me, I didn't think that was important.
Well, that's fantastic, and that's the downer questions. Now we'll get to the fun questions. Kim Possible, take me through that series. What are your highlights? What comes to mind when you're voicing it or you're watching it after? Is there something about that show that you can look back and just smile?
Oh, yeah. Anytime I think of Kim Possible, anytime I see Kim Possible, anytime I hear the ringtone, it just makes me smile because there's nothing but good memories there. I mean, the creators are so talented. I work with them on Big Hero 6 now. I'm a recurring character, and I have a lot of fun with them. And
that's my question later. We segues.
Sure, I know. I'm very good with segues, but sometimes I jump the gun. So I see them, and it's I see Will at Comic-Cons, and we have a blast. So there's nothing but positive memories there.
Now, that's an excellent segue. My question is, the Comic-Con experience, you've been doing some Comic-Cons now for a while. What's your takeaway from doing these shows? What impresses you? What amazes you? What makes you kind of stop and just kind of shake your head?
Honestly, I think it comes down to this being such a human experience. I think sometimes people think that Comic-Cons are sort of strange, but it's not. It's actually kind of fascinating to see people engage with people that mean something to them in that capacity, and then have these human emotions. I had somebody come up to me yesterday and say that he was bullied in his community, but that, because of Kim Possible, he feels like he can take on the bullies in his community, and he's saved a kid from being hit by a car. And he's handicapped, but he really really resonated with him to be brave, and that meant a lot to me. And then he gave me books for my little daughter. And I started crying. So that was a human interaction that I had with him. I think what bugs me is when you see some actors who will remain nameless. Not necessarily, I don't even know if they're here, but they're at other cons. I don't think Wizard World likes to work with people who are too much work. But there are some actors out there that are just a hot mess, and I don't like seeing that. That bugs me. But I'm lucky that everyone that I've worked with and all the people that are affiliated with me, all the Boy Meets World people, that we're all pretty chill and happy and just, love our fans.
That's fantastic. So you talked about Big Hero 6, so let's jump into it. Talk to me about the new character and the new role, and working on something that comes from an Oscar-winning animated series. Got to be pretty awesome.
I really, really love Big Hero 6, the movie, so I was like super jazzed to be a part of the actual series. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then the fact that it was Mark and Bob, I was like, this is like coming home again. This is so cool. They're so perfect to write Big Hero 6 because of Kim Possible. And they're doing a great job with it. They're not just doing like their version of Kim Possible action, meets Big Hero. They're like so adaptable. They're so amazing. They did Penguins of Madagascar before that, and I did an episode for them. But now they've brought me back to work with them again, and I just love it. I'm a character called Trina. I'm not allowed to exactly say what I am because I haven't been.
Break news. It's okay.
But I am Trina. Trina is affiliated with Hero, so Hero and her have sort of like a type of dynamic that keeps coming back.
Fantastic. So, how do you differentiate between doing voice acting and doing, live action? Because you're actually a jack of all trades. You've been on Broadway. You have, you're a singer. I mean, how do you walk into each role and do it in a way that makes that role shine?
I think you have to do a little bit of work on, firstly, what type of character you want to be. That's really important because, as it's different. As an on-camera actor, you have to think about where your strengths lie, maybe how you want to challenge yourself. Like, I just recently played a mom to a 16-year-old, which in and of itself, it's challenging as a woman because I'm 34, and that is kind of like crazy. But if you're playing it like she's 36, 37, like she had her child young, like there's thoughts that have to go into that before taking it, and then that informs everything you're doing once you get the job and how you're doing your character and all that. But if you're coming into a audition for a voiceover character, you have a take on it from the audition, and then if they think that maybe you can do something different, maybe they'll bring you in, or they'll just hire you because they like what you did. It's kind of like a crapshoot because there's so much talent out there.
Last question, what do you prefer doing out of all the jack of trades that you are known for?
To be honest, I really like directing.
See, now that's, completely left field. Love it.
So I directed my first feature that was called Christmas All Over Again. It was really cute. It's kind of like a Disney movie, but it didn't go on Disney. Lionsgate picked it up, so it's online. So Christmas All Over Again, check it out. And it was my directorial debut, and I had a blast.
It's fantastic. Well, if you're in the New York City area, please drop us a line. We'd love to have you on the show. You can come in. We'll do a great job.
Okay, that was Christy Carlson Romano. And again, the interview itself was great. Like, working with her was phenomenal. She really was really bright and energetic, and you could tell she just really enjoyed being there. So once again, big thanks out to Wizard World for getting us there, and big thanks to you guys for tuning in on this one. This is a little experiment that we're going to be doing every Monday. We are going to call it something. It's a Sire Spotlight Monday. It's whatever the case is. Check out our sponsors in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Jolly Jane. Go to Secrets of the Sire / Jolly Jane to go right to the Kickstarter page that they have running right now. It's really cool. It's about a paramedic who is also who's been possessed by the spirit of a serial killer. So it's definitely a really cool horror book. We're going to have the creator on in a couple weeks. It's going to be pretty exciting. But this Sire Spotlight is going to be a home to all of our great celebrity interviews that we've done over the years, and stuff we've got in the vault. So I'm actually really looking forward to this. This is going to be a YouTube exclusive move, though. So for now, enjoy it on Twitch, enjoy it on Facebook Live, enjoy it everywhere. But the idea is to really move it to the YouTube page. So I really can ask, if you go to youtube.com/Secrets of the Sire, unless you're already there, subscribe to us. We need to get a lot of subscribers. We're really trying to build this up so we can start doing more of these kind of things and just bringing you really great interviews, bringing you great debate topics, which is what we do on the normal Secrets of the Sire podcast. This week, tune in. We got Thomas Ian Nicholas is going to be our guest on this week's podcast. It's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, talkradio.nyc, or streaming live if you're watching us on any of the channels that you're watching us. We will be streaming live there as well, too. Chime in on the Facebook feed, facebook.com/Secrets of the Sire. And if you really feel generous, go to patreon.com/Secrets of the Sire and support us. All right, I think I've done enough plugging of the show and everything like that. tune in Wednesday. It's going to be great. Fall TV preview, to binge or not. And we're going to go through some fall TV preview shows like Riverdale and Walking Dead, and do a little to binge or not binge segment this week as well, too. So we'll see you then.